Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
How did you find the place? Was it easy to
Yeah,
you?
it was pretty easy to come here.
Okay, that's good. How are you feeling today?
Not bad, cause I cause I just got my layoff from my company.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry to hear that. Um, okay, so just before we start, I'm gonna let you know about the confidentiality. So whatever we talk about today, will gonna stay between us, unless there's a harm to others, or there's any court orders. That's when I have to reveal any information
True.
which we talk about today.
Alright.
Any questions?
No,
No.
I'm good.
Okay, fine. What brought you here today?
Sorry.
What brought you here today? What's going?
Like today, what happened was 2 days before today, I was on Sprinter and I took some catering stuff from a place and then kept it in the restaurant. I was not aware that those catering stuff may contain food items as well. So neither of one have informed me, nor my manager, nor the colleagues, no one.
Mm-hmm.
So I was not aware, and I kept it in the restaurant, not in the freezer. So the food got spoiled when I checked it after 2 days. So they gave me a layoff that I have to take care of that. I don't know how that makes sense.
Oh, so basically, you means that you didn't know that you have to take the food out.
True.
So you thought that they gonna do it, and you left it in the splinter,
Yep.
and it got ruined.
Yep.
So which means that all the blame came on you after 2 days.
True.
So nobody touched the food for 2 days.
Nobody. Even I was informed that the day after tomorrow, when I'm gonna drop off all the catering stuff, someone gonna pull it out and keep the items on their place. But no one did that.
Oh, who told you that?
My manager.
So your manager told you that
Yeah.
someone will take the stuff out, so
Yeah.
don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And then you left your shift.
True.
Is that okay? Makes sense. But weren't you there for 2 days? You didn't go back to work for 2 days?
Back to work for 2 days? No, like
Ah.
I was having off.
So you were off for those
Yeah,
2 days.
I was having off. Yeah.
So you did not know who worked.
Yeah,
and
true.
Okay, so you weren't there to communicate that.
Yep.
Or to let anyone know.
Yep.
So that was, for your understanding, that was manager's job to
True.
handle, and manager's
True.
job to take care of.
True.
And you were kind of out of it.
True.
Okay, I understand. Like, if you're off, you shouldn't worry about work,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like, you shouldn't worry about what's going on work. It's your day off, and you're supposed to spend it with your family or whoever.
True.
Okay, but what happened afterwards? Like, why did they lay you off?
So what happened was today when I was dropping off some stuff to the other restaurants, like my restaurant have 3 branches, one in Brampton, one in Mississauga, one in Toronto, and the fourth one is in Scarborough. So how the process goes is all the grocery stuff of all the restaurants come at one place, and I'm the one who distribute to the other restaurants. So whenever the grocery come on Tuesday, I grab all the stuff that they need, like the one in Brampton, Toronto, and Scarborough, whatever they need. They order us, and I just pick those items and drop it off. So I was dropping it off, and what I got to know that I got a call from a manager. He said that the way the PCB patties that was left unsafe in the room temperature, which was not good, because they got melted and the bacon got
Ruined.
ruined. Yeah. So I just informed him that I was not aware about those fucking food items. How should I know that, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm not a superhuman, or I'm not a Sigma who will see things after a wall or what's inside a box. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just said him I was not aware. So he said me he's gonna do some sort of investigation and gonna find out who's at fault. Man, I'm good. I'm gonna cooperate. Whatever happens, gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
So I came back from my drop off after dropping off to all 3 restaurants. I came back to restaurant. and he was keeping up 2 to 3 write-ups for me.
What do you mean by write-ups?
Yeah, write-ups were like written consents of the things, incidents happened in the restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like written warnings.
Oh, written warnings.
Yeah.
Okay.
First one I got like a week ago.
Uh-huh.
What? No, not a week. Like 2 weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
What happened was, like in our restaurant is like Indian restaurant, Indian style of restaurant. So we have tandoori chicken. We used to keep it in the hotel pan, the steel hotel pan, you know. Yeah. So we used to keep it in that, and I was not aware I have to put it in the Ziploc bags first and then to freeze it. No one informed me about that. So I just kept those hotel pan full of tandoori chicken inside the freezer.
So you're not supposed to put it inside
Yeah,
the
I was
freezer.
not supposed to put inside the freezer naked. I was supposed to put in the Ziploc bags, which was none of my, which was not even in my knowledge, like what to do with that stuff. So what happened then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So the owner came to the restaurant and he said me that I should know how to keep the tandoori chicken. I said him like I was not even trained properly. They didn't give me any training. They just spent like 4 to 5 fucking hours on my training and then said me, yeah, you can do whatever whatever we gonna say you to do. It was pretty like slaving.
Yeah.
And everyone in the restaurant, they do like they lick the lace of the owner. So I was when I confront owner and he said me like it was my fault and this and this. I know how to take my own stand.
What do you
Yep.
What do you mean by confronting him? Like what did you say to him?
Yeah. So confronting him means when he came for a talk with me.
Yeah.
At that time, I know how to take my own stand. If I'm not gonna take my own stand, then no one else gonna do that for me, right?
Yeah.
So
True.
I took my stand. I gave him my POV. I didn't convince anyone. I never convinced anyone. I never gave clarifications about what I did and what I know, what I want, what I don't want. I never did, and I never want to give any clarification. Even when they hired me in the interview, I said them, I will show you my work. That's it. I can't explain it in my words, right? So they were a kind of people who needs clarifications.
So you basically, what I got from all of it is like you were the person who was responsible for loading all the stuff, whatever the other restaurants needed.
True.
And you dropped them off.
Yeah.
So when you put those bacon patties in the thing to drop them off, were you the one who put them in there to drop them off? Like, did you know that they were in there?
No, I was not aware about that.
So you just said that you were the one who will load and transfer the food, right?
Cause like
so did someone else loaded it for you?
Yeah, because that whole food stuff was inside a black box. Sorry.
It's okay. It was
inside the black box, like black hot box, where we carry food.
So someone else did that.
Yeah.
And you weren't aware of it.
Yeah.
When you were dropping off stuff.
True.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So you did talk about that there were 3 write-ups, which means like one of them were about the tandoori chicken. You didn't know how to properly freeze it.
Yep.
What were the other 2 about?
Other 2, the one was like I was scheduled for 8, and as I know that there is no reason to be there at 8, because like grocery comes at 1:30 p.m. Prep team prepares food around 1 p.m. and I can do my loading in just like 2 to 3 hours if the food is ready, if everything is ready. So I went there at 9:30, but they scheduled me 8 for due to the reason that on that day we were having one catering. Yeah, so it was their duty to inform me, right, that we are having catering and you have to be at this and this place, and they should let me know about the plan, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not having any plan, then how should I consider that I have to go that way, right?
Okay.
So I went there at 9:30. So what happens was I dropped off at two locations and then got calls from my manager that I have to come back to restaurant, pick up food stuff, and then drop to catering. Then I can continue with my drop off thing.
Okay.
I did that.
Okay.
I took 4/7. I reached at restaurant on time, picked up food on time, and then delivered it to the catering location on time.
So the second one was about you coming late at work
True.
when you were scheduled for 8.
True, yeah.
Okay.
But that I can understand that was a thing I should be cared of, that if I am being scheduled for 8 then I should be there at 8. But if I am not seeing any point to be there at 8, how can I be there at 8?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Okay, so you feel like as if there's no need to be there at 8, you should not be there at 8.
But like our owner, he's the kind of person, he's a big fish. He considers himself a big fish. But there are like a lot more bigger fishes, right?
Yeah.
I was only working there because I saw the nature of my manager. He was like super humble person. And the owner is like totally different, bro. He considers himself a big fish and always try to suppress the smaller fishes.
Okay.
But for me, I think I'm a whole ocean. I'm neither a fish, big fish, nor a small one. Yeah, I have my aura.
Yeah.
All the employees in the restaurant, they like kind of, they are like kind of jealous of me. It was like, aura sparkles.
Yeah.
Aura sparkles, right?
Okay.
Whenever I enter a room, I know everyone is attentive to me.
Okay, so basically you mean that your manager was a humble person, that's why you was working there?
True. But when I confront my owner and he was totally different, I can't work over that place. I was there to learn some systematic way, because in my past working places, all the people I met at work was like kind of, what should I say, the nature, they were never humble. That's it.
Yeah.
They were never humble. And when I saw a humbleness in that manager, then I was like, it's okay.
So your manager was the reason that you worked there and you started working there.
True.
So if I'm getting right, your owner was the person who gave you those 3 verbal warnings and the person who confronted you.
True.
And you have all that disagreement with him, not your manager.
True.
Okay, that makes sense. What about the third written letter? What
Third
was the
was
third?
like today.
So the third one was about today.
Yeah, the PCB bacon patties that got ruined.
Okay.
They also they put all blame on me.
Okay. So the third one was today, and
Yeah.
then they showed you that there are 3 of the warnings.
True.
You have done these 3 things. Okay.
So how they work is they used to blame one another. Like they don't want blame on themselves. I can take blame, that's it. But I don't want that shit from next time, right? I can take shit one time, second time, third time, but not after that. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think that you are okay to take a blame that it was your fault.
True.
But you cannot do that every time.
Yeah.
If it's not your
True.
fault.
True.
Okay, which kind of makes sense. I do agree with you. What make you feel? What were your feelings when he gave you like those 3 warnings and he was confronting you about all the situation happened today?
What was my reaction?
What were your feelings? What were you feeling at that moment?
Disappointment is kind of light to the path of the road, right? The more we go disappointments, the more we're gonna get bright, right? So this is how I feel. This
so
is how
you
I
feel
felt.
Disappointed.
Yeah, I felt disappointed.
So you expected more from your owner,
Yeah,
that he
of
would be
course.
more understanding to
Yeah.
you in those situations.
True.
Were there any more emotions today? Did you feel angry? Did you feel sad? Or did you feel like, why me? Like, why is this happening?
No, I never felt that. Why me? I never felt myself a victim. I'm always a witness of my life. I've never been a victim for me, you know. If I've been that, then I have already lost a lot of battles in my own fucking life. That shows me on daily basis.
Yeah, that is a very good thing, that you do not feel victimized, which is
Yeah.
a good skill.
True.
Not a lot of people have that. I do appreciate you for feeling that you're not a victim.
Yeah.
So disappointment was the only feeling you felt in that situation.
True.
Okay. What were your thoughts in that situation?
What were my thoughts? Like, according to me, I was not working there for money. For me, right now, money is just to pay fucking bills. That's it.
Okay.
Nothing else. Because I am looking for something else. Looking for something more. I want to expand my horizons. I was just being there to be more emotionally stable.
Okay, so basically your thoughts were that this job is not for money. You are here because you get emotional peace in this work.
Yeah.
And you like doing this work.
True.
Okay. What were your thoughts about the disappointment you felt? Like, what were your thoughts at the situation when your manager was putting across all of those three warnings they gave you, all of the situation? What were your thoughts at that moment?
I was feeling a bit happy. I don't know why.
You felt happy?
Yeah.
Did you felt happy at the moment, or did you felt happy afterwards? That you confronted
I felt
him
happy afterwards.
afterwards? Yeah. Okay. So what were your thoughts at the moment while you were having that discussion with him, that about whatever happened today, that all of the food got spoiled and you weren't there for 2 days? Like, did you explain that to him? What were your actual...
Yeah, I explained that to him. I said that I was not aware about the food. But they were trying to blame me. So they were not trying to understand. That's it. So if we can only make a person understand if he or she wants to understand, right? We can't hit our head on the wall all over again and again and again and again, because it's gonna hurt us, right? It's gonna be us who gonna get pain.
Yeah.
So I used to be sideways. I used to play sideways. That's it.
Yeah, I like that you acknowledge the fact that you should not like hit a wall again and again.
True.
And you know what you should be doing and should not be doing.
True.
So in that situation, basically you felt that it's not your fault in this situation. You weren't aware of the food in there, and then they are not trying to understand where you are coming from.
Exactly, yeah.
So those were your thoughts when you were having the discussion with your manager.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we like, what are the evidence support that thought? I would suggest the evidences would be like all whatever happened, and then all of those like the mistakes you have done. Did you guys also talk about the previous things happened previously, or today was the only day you talk about all three things together?
I made my point. That's it. I just made my point, and I was good to go.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't try much to convince them, because I don't want to convince them.
Okay, what makes you feel that you don't want to convince them?
Because what happens to me, whenever I am at a place where I have spent more than 3 to 4 fucking months, then I used to feel bored.
Okay.
I always need something new. That's how my profession is gonna work. Like, what I'm gonna choose for my life is I wanna hit something new daily. Daily gonna be a new learning thing. I never wanna be, still water. I always wanna be a flowing water in the river.
So which means that usually you get bored after 2-3 months wherever you work,
Yeah.
and you're more likely to change your job anyways.
True.
Okay. Talking about, as you mentioned, that you feel bored after a few days, and I also, you have said previously that this job you only work because you felt emotionally happy and it was like emotionally good for you.
Yeah.
Do you think that was something you would reconsider, that like you should not leave if there is emotional peace in here?
How's that? I didn't got it.
What I'm trying to say is, like, if you're looking for emotional peace,
Yep.
do you think that is your priority and you would have got it at this workplace and you might not get it another workplace after 3 months?
Emotional peace?
Yeah. Would you prefer leaving your job every 3 months, or would you prefer sticking
No, I
to
don't
one?
want that. Yeah, exactly. I don't want that. But these kind of jobs, that being a rat of a rat race, I want to do that.
Okay.
If I'm gonna be a rat of this rat race, then I'm gonna be a clever rat. Gonna be a rat who roams here, there. That's it. If I'm not gonna be a rat, then I'm gonna be something else.
Okay.
That's it. That's how I look my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Thinking about your feelings, that you felt disappointment, but you said you felt happy afterwards, whatever happened, and there are evidences supporting your thoughts, or like whatever happened previously is some of the evidences that support your thoughts. And also, what are the evidence we're going to talk about? What are the evidences against your thoughts?
Against my thoughts?
Yes. So what would you have done differently, or what would you have approached that situation differently, that you wouldn't have an argument with your owner and you wouldn't have left your job?
Frankly speaking, I never had any counter thoughts in my mind, because once I made a decision, and that's it for me. I always see it is what it is, right? I always take it. If I'm not gonna take it, then I have to leave it. If I'm gonna leave it, then I'm not gonna think about how to take it back and all type of shit.
Yeah.
If it's done, then it's
okay.
done. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't think about going back to that workplace.
Yeah.
Of course not.
Yeah, I'm also not gonna think anything that gonna make me feel regret that I should have done that or done this.
Okay, so there is no regrets in your mind, so you do not feel any regret.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we turn your situation little bit upside down, or I'd say from a different perspective, so if you think, if you would be at the owner's place, what would you have done in that situation to your employee? If you encounter an employee who had 3 mistakes like the one you did,
I would have
what were you expecting from your owner which did not happen?
What I expected him to make his employee not to feel dumb, right? Not to make them feel numb. He should be the one who should put a step forward to make their employees feel more motivated. Because appreciation, this whole game is for appreciation, you know. If I'm gonna be a employer or being a owner in next few years, then I'm gonna appreciate everything. That's it. I'm gonna be grateful. If I'm not having a good employee, I'm gonna make him good.
Okay, so you see, like, you're gonna treat your employees good. If you would be at his position, you wouldn't have make them feel numb. Well, does that mean that you felt numb when he was approaching you with all of those scenarios?
Yeah, of course. He was like trying to manipulate my energy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't go on talks. I don't
Mm-hmm.
go on words. I I used to feel energy.
Yeah.
Used to feel vibrancy in the
That
atmosphere.
is a very good skill to have.
How's that thing, from where the thing is coming, and what he wanna say.
Yeah.
If he's saying this by
Mm-hmm.
mouth, what he's going to say this by mind.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that energy. That's
Okay.
it.
So you didn't like the energy Honor has approached you
True.
because you feel like he was trying to manipulate you.
Yeah, true.
Okay. What else do you think in that particular situation you would have said to your employee?
What I have done,
Yeah.
I would make him perfect. That's it. Employee like me, a quality employee like me. Like I don't like taking breaks while working.
Uh-huh.
If I'm working, then I'm working.
Mm-hmm.
Irrespective of the time, if I'm working for fucking past 10 hours or 12 hours, I'm working, I'm gonna work this shit, and that's it. Then I'm gonna get back to my home, then I'm gonna take rest. That's it. That's all
Yeah.
break for me.
So you are a very hardworking employee.
Yeah.
And if you're working, you will work and you won't take any
True,
breaks.
true. That matters
Which
for
is-
me.
Yeah, which is very good. Like not a lot of employees are like that these days.
True. I've seen the other employees as well. They can't even work constantly for fucking 2 hours. They need 10 minutes break, tea break, this break, that break.
And you feel like your owner does not appreciate you,
Yeah.
that you are working non-stop and you are not taking breaks.
Yeah. Maybe the thing is, when I had a conversation with him, he got my point.
He got your point.
He got my point. Like, he got it that I'm not the one those he can control. You know.
So
Yeah.
you mean that he got that you are a hardworking person,
Yeah.
and you are not the one who will be controlled by him,
Yeah, of course.
and you are a good person.
I
You
can
should
follow
have-
orders. I love following orders. If someone, he's paying me, he's paying him for the work I'm doing, right?
Mhm.
I can follow the rules he gonna set, but I should be aware of that fucking rules, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not being aware about that, then how I'm gonna know about that?
Okay. Okay, so which means that you're saying that you gonna tell your employees about all the rules,
Yeah.
instead of whatever happened in your situation
True.
and blaming them.
True,
You
true,
will
true,
rather
true.
tell them all
True.
the rules beforehand
Yeah.
so that there's no mistakes.
Yeah.
Sounds good. How are you feeling about all of that happening now? What are your plans now?
What are my plans now? I don't think much about future, cause like future is really unpredictable for me,
Yeah.
especially for me. Whatever I thought, always been a counter for me in the next.
Mm-hmm.
So I just do whatever I have to do, right?
Yeah.
I just give my 100% in the things I wanna do, or the things that are important, right? That's it.
Yeah. Are you looking for another job, or are you planning to look for another job?
Yeah,
or-
I'm planning to look for another job,
Okay.
but maybe not now. Sooner or later.
How does that make you feel?
I think I need some break from my fucking life.
You think you need a break from your life?
Yeah.
What do you mean by you need a break from your life?
I wanna have restful sleep and restful awakeness. That's it.
So break for you means that you want to relax your mind and you want to just sleep and
Yeah.
you just kind of have little calmness.
True.
Okay. What are the other things you like to do which calm your mind and will calm you?
I know nothing gonna calm me till the time I'm gonna reach to the point I want to be or I have to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
So you-
For me, calmness is like waiting for me.
So you want to reach your goals, and that's when
Yeah.
you will feel calm.
True.
So right now, if you want to feel calm after whatever happened, I understand that was a very hard day for you today. a lot of
Bit of
emotions,
true.
a lot, everything happened. There might be a lot going on in your mind. What are something you think you could do to calm yourself right now?
Calm myself. I just love smoking up weed.
Or you
Yeah.
want to smoke a weed? Okay.
Yeah.
Will that help you relax?
No, that helps me relax. That helps me to know me much better when I'm not conscious.
Okay.
100%.
So that will help you to connect you
To
with
my
your inner
subconscious.
soul,
Yeah.
and you can actually start thinking about whatever happened and put your thoughts together with the plan.
I'm gonna garbage it up. That's it.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate like some of the things you brought up. Like you're a very hardworking employee, and I bet you will find another job for sure. I'm always here to help you.
Yeah.
If you're having any hard time finding a job, we can always work together. And if you think that weed is something which gonna help you to calm your, I would say, go ahead, calm yourself down.
True.
And I will see you next time.
Yeah, for sure.
Just remember, I'm always here. Anytime you need to talk to me, we can book an appointment, or you can always reach out to me, either over the call, whatever works for you.
Alright, yep, for sure. I'm gonna do that soon. Because whenever I try to talk with someone, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to myself.
Okay, that's good. That makes you
I
feel
got to
connected to yourself.
I got to know more about myself, who I really am. Because for me, I think I am suffering from identity issues.
When you say identity issues, what do you define it as identity issues?
Like identity issues, a person is this and a real person is behind this, right?
Okay, so basically you mean you are trying to hide your real personality.
I'm not trying to hide my real personality. It's just like how I show up in front of pupils, right? Because I don't like people around me. I just like myself. That's it.
Okay, so which means that whenever you come and try to talk to somebody, it connects you from your inner self.
Yeah, exactly.
From whatever, like what the real Akash is.
Yeah,
okay.
True.
Okay, which is good. Like, if that's what makes you feel connected to yourself, that's also important.
Yeah.
And always remember, I'm always here.
Alright, it was great meeting you.
Thank you.
Yep, have a good day.
You as well.